Champion versus champion at WrestleMania, baby. Brock Lesnar is the new WWE champion after the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. Bobby Lashley potentially hurt, injured, legit. Was it a work or was it actually an injury? And of course, the main topic of all week long, everyone's been talking about it. I think you know what I mean. I know you know where I'm going with this, and that is, where is Cody Rhodes? Is he with AEW still? Is he going to WWE? And if so, how are they going to book him? That all here with the Straight Shoot in a Suit, Real Adam Anthony James Martin, and of course, Wrestling Never Sleeps, baby. Welcome back to a very special edition of Wrestling Never Sleeps. I am the Straight Shoot in a Suit, Adam Anthony James Martin, also finding one of a kind, baby. We're just going to touch base on what happened over the last week. Obviously, Elimination Chamber, champion versus champion for WrestleMania, and obviously the biggest question of the whole month so far is, where is Cody Rhodes? Is he with AEW? Is he going to WWE? If he does go to WWE, what does this mean? And I gotta say, Vince McMahon must feel pretty good about himself taking an EVP from the rival company and bringing him back home where, in my opinion, Cody belongs. Now, you can disagree or agree in the comments section below, but either way, this is big news. Despite what you think of Cody and his previous bookings that were going on in the last couple of years with AEW, definitely questionable, a little confusing. But nonetheless, we have a situation where an EVP is leaving AEW. This is like the first major steal for WWE, if true, going to WWE and falling into a format or a program potentially with one of their big stars. Obviously Cody was unhappy. There's rumblings about, his spot being taken away as an EVP. His backstage presence as someone that, decides storylines and written work, and his opinion wasn't being considered by Tony Khan, in my opinion, the true con man of all this situation, making himself look like the good guy because Cody obviously wanted Punk money, but Tony just didn't sign him. He didn't let the option roll over for the third or fourth year in his contract like he did with so many other guys previously, prior to this situation. Big question is why? I don't get it. A lot of people are saying this is a work. A lot of people are saying that, are thinking that Cody is still with AEW despite all the rumors, innuendos, accusations, whatever you want to call them. He's not going to WWE. Now, reliable sources have said otherwise. He is going to WWE. And if so, where does he fall in that program? WWE is a lot different now than it was when Cody was first there. Obviously, he's not going to take the role of Stardust, I hope. Obviously, he's smart enough not to just take the money and fall back into that situation where he brings back that Stardust character. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity with coming back to WWE, in my personal opinion. Whether you agree with me or not, Cody has made a name for himself by starting up AEW, by being the face of that company prior to Tony's open involvement in the booking, in a lot of aspects of that business, in that company. Cody was the face. Cody was the man that started the revolution, the alternative product. Despite, having the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega alongside or behind him in that role, Cody was the man to take the mic, to speak his mind, to tell us how it's going to be, and to tell us all the objectives that AEW had moving forward. Things have obviously changed. He's obviously not happy, whether it be the money, his new role, his situation, the way he's being booked. And it shows, because reportedly he's going to WWE for more money, a better role or spot on the card. And WWE, despite their mishaps, their confusing storylines, they're the machine. They're a billionaire company now. They just did Saudi Arabia, where they make more money probably from Saudi Arabia than AEW does all year round. And, he's going to take care of his family now. And that's a smart move, in my opinion. Rather than staying around and play wrestling with his friends over in AEW, not being happy, potentially, he's going to a place where he might not be happy, but at least his family is taken care of with that big pay money that he wanted. I like to see Cody in the top tier. Obviously, coming from AEW, he's not an AEW guy in my mind. He's a WWE guy. Dusty, his dad, just a lot of history there, where these other guys in AEW don't have with the program and Vince McMahon. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for Cody if he is indeed going to WWE. I'm excited to see how they utilize him in this new branding product. I'm excited to see when he makes his debut and how he does, if so. There's a lot of matchups that I'd like to see him go through. There's a lot of guys that I like to see him in the ring with. Cena, is top of the list. Obviously, two big names. If you're going to establish or reestablish a Cody Rhodes, you put him in there with Cena or someone like that. Someone of that caliber, and you put him over. You put him over good, too. You do him the favor of coming back. You make him look strong. You build him up to a superstardom point in his career. He has a lot of following. He's got a lot of insight with the other brand. He's going to bring viewership over from AEW to WWE, in my opinion, when he does make his debut. And that's a positive for WWE. They're going to steal some fans, I think, from AEW, because everyone is waiting and wanting to see what they do with Cody Rhodes. Whether he's a mid-card guy, whether he's upper mid-card, whether he's main event status, all eyes, all ears are waiting for that name to appear on the WWE program. Whew. A lot of buzz about this. Something I'm really excited for. Hopefully, maybe he debuts on Raw tonight. My opinion, they wait for him to show up after WrestleMania. They don't want to take away from what's going on and being booked at WrestleMania, because, there's a lot of talk about the match lineup already. There's, Brock versus Roman, Rousey versus Lynch, Charlotte's going to be on there. There's going to be, Logan Paul potentially being a part of this in a tag match with The Miz versus the Mysterios. Austin's coming back. There's just so much hype and excitement for this year's WrestleMania. It's just already over the top. And if Cody made an appearance at that WrestleMania, it would go unnoticed or not as noticed as WWE would want his debut to be. So you wait for him to come after WrestleMania. You let us yammer it up. You let us talk amongst ourselves. You let us speculate what they might do with him. And, that's smart business. And I always said Vince McMahon is the best promoter in the world of sports entertainment and professional wrestling. Whether he calls it wrestling or not, that's what he started with. That's what he took over, a wrestling company from his father, and he turned it into this spectacular promotion. This brand, the sports entertainment world wouldn't be created if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. A lot of people criticize him because of the booking, the releases that have happened over the last year and a half. But he's a billionaire making machine. He's the man that keeps on running forward and onward. And when he brings back someone like Cody Rhodes, it's going to be perfect, in my opinion, because Cody wouldn't come back to be Stardust. He's not going to come back to be put in a situation where he's going to be made look bad. AEW, in my opinion, already did that for the past year and a half. They made him look terrible. And that's why, honestly, I think he's leaving, other than the money itself, to take care of his family, which is smart. Any one of you would do it as well. I would do it. You would do it. My neighbor would do it. Everyone would do this, especially if you care about your family and you want to be protected, in the further years when you do decide to retire from the ring itself and go on to other adventures, as we're already seeing with Cody doing. He's, got on TV. He's mainstream. He's making a name for himself inside and outside of the ring. And with that being said, he is the hot topic of the month. He is, got all eyes on him. So good for him. Despite what was going on in AEW and the way they were booking him, he's turned it around. He's made something of himself again. He's more relevant than anything going on in that other program, in my opinion. And he's the guy leaving. He's got all the insight. He knows when the guys' contracts are coming up. He could be whispering over to Vince McMahon's ear saying, hey, so-and-so, MJF's coming up. I'm good friends with him. Hey, maybe we can make an offer. I know how to get an offer out of him to accept it and leave that other brand. And they can start rebuilding the new talent for WWE's moving forward. It's just going to be an interesting situation. Let me know. Thoughts, quips, queries, questions, all in the comment section below. Hit that like button. If you don't like me, at least hit the subscription. You're going to see Jared. You're going to see Travis. You're going to see my boy Rousey. On Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Friday nights, and of course all the major pay-per-views, news, rumors. You got it with Wrestling Never Sleeps. We never sleep. We love the sport. We love the business of entertainment. And of course, this had to be brought to everyone's attention, more so than it already has been, via me, myself, and I, the straight shoot in a suit. I'm going to tell you like it is. Obviously, Cody's not going to WWE just to be a job guy. He's not going to be lower card. He's going to be a main player, and he's going to make an impact moving forward. Unlike what he was doing in AEW. Now, if you have any questions, if you want to stay tuned, again, hit that subscription button. Wrestling never sleeps. Neither do I. Neither should you. The more productive we are, the more results we get. And again, that's why I think Cody's going to shine when he goes back to WWE. With that being said, you guys have a great day. Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm excited for it. Do they hint at him? Do they bring in Logan Paul? Do they hype up this Brock versus Roman match? I can't wait. Despite how bad Raw has been over the past year, this is it now exciting. Leading into WrestleMania, the road has begun. We're on a journey together. So let's bear with it. Let's see what they got for us. Let's fingers crossed that they don't mess this up, especially with Cody coming over potentially and switching sides. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. I'm out. Real Adam Anthony James Martin at @straight_shoot_AA via Instagram, and follow our YouTube channel at Wrestling Never Sleeps.